guys, so I am back with a requested video, and this is a review of my Apple Watch. I'll show you the box and stuff it came in later on in the video, and some close-ups of that and the strap I originally bought it with. I got the 38mm Sport. It was the cheapest one they had, but I did go and try it on in the store, and I had a look around, and I like the bigger screen, but I much preferred the smaller screen on my wrist. I just think it looks nicer. The other one just looked, I want to say manly, but it just looked giant on my wrist. So I got the smaller screen and the cheapest band. I really liked the Milanese band, which is like the next one up. But for starters, I didn't want to pay an extra £140 or something just for that band, because I knew I wanted to get these sort of bands from Casetify. But I also prefer the brushed aluminium over the steel. I don't like the shiny steel watch. I just think it, at times, can look quite cheap. So, so yeah, I went for the Sport, the cheapest one. So, I am going to show you later on in the video some close-ups and things, but I'm not going to like do a run through of everything it does and tell you all of the different features, because you can find those videos on YouTube really easy. There's a million of them. Apple did their own to tell you what it does, which I found really helpful. Some people thought they were a bit like arty-farty, but I found them really helpful. But I'm not going to tell you all of that, because honestly, I'm not sure that's that important in this review. Like, you can find that information. I wanted to do this review because I was requested by somebody, but I also wanted to review my watch from my perspective. The reviews that I found on YouTube are either men, or the female ones I've found, they're few and far between for tech, and the ones that I have found tend to be either YouTubers, so that is their job, which is a niche career market. That's a different sort of person, like their life is very different. Or they are professionals, married or single, but professional women who have a career, and there are lots of features that for them are really important. Ding! You just heard it. So, other than those, I struggled to find any reviews from my point of view. So, I'll just give you a run through of who I am in case you don't watch any of my other videos. I am a stay-at-home mum of 2 boys. I do make YouTube videos with my planner and vlog, but not anything in the stratosphere of other YouTubers. I also run a very, very small Etsy shop making stickers for planners, so I don't class myself as having a career or anything. My shop doesn't make money. That's not its purpose. It's a hobby that I enjoy doing. So my main life is I'm a stay-at-home mum. So my 2 boys, you can see one of them right behind me. That's the littlest one. He's 16 months old, and he goes to a creche 1 morning a week, so he's home the rest of the time. My eldest son is 4 in October, and he goes to a developmental nursery. A developmental nursery, I'm not sure if that's what they call them everywhere else, but they do here, is a nursery or school for children with additional needs. So my son is autistic, so couldn't really attend mainstream nursery at this stage. So the thing for me that really appealed to me about the watch, other than the fact that I love Apple products, I like to have the newest one, I just love them. I think they work, they're easy to use, I'm a fan. But apart from that, putting that aside, I did not order this watch when it was pre-orders. I was like, nah, not bothered, don't need a watch. I wear a watch, but I didn't need a watch. And then people were getting them, and I thought, oh, they're quite cool. I'm going to see what it can do. And I realised it was going to be the perfect answer for me. I currently own the iPhone 6 Plus, which, as we all know, is giant. I mean, it's great. I love how big it is, but it is also a con. It doesn't fit in every pocket, and I'm not always wearing something that has pockets. I'm a stay-at-home mum. I wear jogging bottoms and a t-shirt half the time, so this doesn't fit in pockets. So I couldn't always have this on me. Now, that is a good thing in one way. I don't constantly need to be sitting on my phone. That is not a great example to set to my kids. But I also need to know that I am contactable at all times. My son's special nursery is maybe half an hour drive away, and he gets taken there by taxi and brought home again, and so he's out of my care for, well, from 7:45 till 4 o'clock, and they need to be able to get in touch with me if something happens or they need something. Now, to be honest, they haven't had to get in touch with me very often. It's not been important, but they have a couple of times. And I don't know about you, but sometimes I don't hear this. Like, if it's in my bag when I'm out, I don't hear it. I don't hear it ring, I don't feel it vibrate unless it is in my pocket. So, no, this, I'm not reachable. I don't feel like it provides what mobile phones are supposed to provide. Now, this totally does. This rings on my wrist if somebody phones me. So my phone could be at the other end of my house and the nursery could be phoning me. Ordinarily, wouldn't hear it. Now, totally hear it. This rings. If I can't find my phone, I can answer it on here. I have answered one phone call on my watch in the whole time I have had it, and that was to my husband to see if it worked. I don't like to talk into my watch, because to be fair, it would be awesome to be like Inspector Gadget and his niece, whose name has escaped me, but don't really want to look like that in the street, look funny. So I don't really do that. But it gives me a peace of mind that, in my opinion, is worth the cost of it. That function alone makes it worth the cost for me. I am reachable when my children are not in my care. I am not going to miss a phone call. I'm not going to miss a text message from their teacher or from my mum if they're with her. I'm not going to miss anything relating to them. So the cost 100% is worth it for that peace of mind. On a not about my children sort of note, I love the fact that I can get a text message and glance, see who it's from and go, right, I don't need to reply to that right away. I'm cooking dinner or I'm doing something. I don't need to reply straight away. But if my phone dings, you go and look at it. I mean, who doesn't? Like, you don't hear it and go, oh, I'll check that in an hour. You have a quick look. I don't need to do that. I get this, quick ding, know what it's about. If it's important, I can go and reply to it. But I feel like it has... I'm about to say something that makes me feel like a bad mum and a good mum in equal measure. Everybody is guilty of this. You're having a bad day, you sit on your phone. You are feeling stressed, you sit on your phone. My eldest can be incredibly difficult to take care of. He can be incredibly wearing, and sometimes a break, looking at something else, talking about something else, adult conversation is held in this phone. You newborn parents will understand the lifesaver of a phone. At 4 o'clock in the morning, you're feeding that baby. There's no way you're waking up your partner to speak to them, to say, I'm bored feeding the baby, because that's just mean. You're on Facebook, or you're on Instagram, or you're on a forum, but you're on your phone. And that can spill over into everyday life. Sometimes I would catch myself on my phone and my eldest would say something and I would be like, 1 minute. And I'd think, what am I doing? Why am I talking to my phone or looking at my phone when I have these children who want my attention and I want their attention. So my watch has given me this, in a weird way, has given me an out. I was always so concerned about missing an important call or text from a doctor or my husband or my mom or somebody, that this has given me an out. I don't need to worry about that. I don't need to worry that my phone being in another room, I'm going to miss an important call. This is not applicable to every parent. I just need to say that not everybody is so concerned with being contactable, and I don't mean that in like a you're wrong way. I suffer quite badly with anxiety of varying degrees and about various issues, but one of my main obsessive anxiety moments is I worry about people. If somebody says they're going to be somewhere, I worry if they're not there within the allotted time, or I get incredibly panicky and it builds up. So knowing that they can text me and I'll get it, I feel peace of mind about that. Another good function I really like is I'll just quickly click it, the friends button. It comes up with, sorry, it thinks I'm putting it to sleep. Comes up, it comes up here, okay, friends button with your people. And you can preset responses to people. So the standard ones are like, I'll just tell you. The standard ones are okay, thank you, thanks, cheers, great, yes, no, absolutely. Well, I have one set for in my standard responses that says, let us know when you're 15 minutes away. Now, my husband gets the bus home from work and the bus drops him off about 15 minutes, like 5 minutes walk away from our house. And if it's a nice day and the boys are in the right mood, we walk to meet him. But if I take my phone out and I text him to say, let me know when you're 15 minutes away, my eldest son says, daddy off bus, and then he doesn't stop. So I can't, because that means I would probably sit through another 40 minutes of daddy off bus, repeated over and over. This way I can send that message and he doesn't know. He's none the wiser, and I get the reply back and I know that that's time to get ready to go and get him. So it gives me a way to communicate with my husband and anyone else without causing any issues with my eldest one. Okay, from a regular Joe standpoint, I like that I get messages and emails and phone calls on my watch. It's easier, I don't have to faff about looking for my phone in my bag. I know that if I got a message from somebody, I can see if it's important. Let me think. It's a good watch. I mean, it actually is a good clock. I like that you can change all the faces. I have Mickey Mouse to begin with, which is where my biggest con came in, which is also related to being a stay-at-home mum. My eldest loves Mickey Mouse, but the littlest one is obsessed. He can say Mickey Mouse, which is weird because he hasn't watched it that much. But yeah, he's like totally obsessed. And he would look at my watch and go, Mickey Mouse, and he'd press on it. And if you press really hard, I'm not gonna, ugh. If you press really hard, it's like a firm tap, it's called. And it takes you to customize the screen, so you can pick what you want on your screen. And oh my word, he would just pick random things, or he would accidentally delete stuff. So that's the only con. If it's on my wrist, it's usable. Like, it's not locked, it's totally usable. So that's the biggest con I have found, is that my children press it. They push it, they scroll, they are pressing stuff. And unlike your phone, which you can lock against them, well, in theory, my eldest can unlock my phone. But unlike being able to lock your phone, you can't lock your watch if it's on, well, you can, but if it's on your wrist, you want it to work. If you lock it, like take it off, it doesn't get alerts. So, because it thinks, if nobody's wearing it, it doesn't do that. So it's like if you've lost your watch, if it fell off and you lost it, if somebody picked it up, they're not going to get your texts and phone calls and stuff. They're not going to be able to unlock it to work it. They can tell the time, but that's it. The second con I found is at one end of my house, there's not great signal. Like Wi-Fi, there's not very good strength. And the phone is connected by Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. So if I leave my phone at one end of the house in one particular bit and go to the other end, it says it's not connected. Like, I can't leave my phone in the office in here because it's a separate building, and as soon as I go inside it says it's not connected. Watch still works like a watch, I can still tell the time, it just doesn't do any of the fancy stuff. Which that doesn't bother me because if I'm coming out here I'm bringing my phone anyway. So it's mainly for like if I'm doing the dinner, if I'm making my boys dinner and they're in the living room, or one of them is, the little one's in the living room, and I'm making lunch for the little one, and the big one's nursery phones me. I've left my phone in the living room, or I've left it in the kitchen. I don't have to remember to pick it up on my way out of a room. Also, what is really handy is the ping feature. That was my computer, sorry. I'm really bad. I'm quite notorious for not being able to find my phone. Given my anxiety, you'd think I'd know where it was. But if I scroll to the connected page and you press this, Makes a very annoying noise. My other con, which I'm not sure if it should be a con or not, is if I press airplane mode on my watch, it turns on airplane mode on my phone. If I turn it off on my watch, it's supposed to turn it off on my phone, but it doesn't. So I'm not sure if that's something that's normal. I'm not sure if it's supposed to do it. Like, is it supposed to turn it off on my phone? This is the other thing. You see, there's not enough information like that. It's hard to come across the right information. Sorry about the glare on my glasses. I'm tempted to like take them off, but that would be weird, so. You just have to not look at my face. Don't look at my eyes. Yeah, I'm sorry about this glare. I think it's my computer screen. So, yeah, that is, I like my watch. I'm a bit of an Apple nerd. I like having an Apple Watch. I like wearable tech. I looked into the Ringly, which is like a ring that would flash. Now, I thought they were beautiful, but they're tiny. Like, they come in little sizes. And I wear the same rings all the time. My wedding rings and these rings. And I've got quite fat fingers. So getting one for this finger, I don't always like to wear a ring on this finger. It hurts, or it's too tight, or so it's like catch-22. I wanted one, but I wasn't sure, and it was really quite expensive. And if you compare it to the watch, it was like half the price. But that's all it did, is it lit up when you got a call or a text. It didn't tell you who they were from, what they were, if it was a text, email, call, nothing. It just lit up. And so I decided against that pretty quickly. I thought it was a bit, honestly, I thought it was sounded like a bit of a cheapy gimmicky thing, which I know a lot of people think this is, but I don't think it is. I would say it was worth the money. The workout app. I do not work out, can you tell? No, I'm not a very fit person. I have some health issues which make exercise really difficult for me, and I like food, some food. So there is a function on here which is the activity tracker. Okay, you get it on here, and you also get it on your phone, and it sets, you input your height and your weight and what you normally do as exercise. So say your job is running around 8 hours a day, you input that, and it determines how many calories based on all that information you should be burning in a day, or it would like a target burn in a day. So mine set that, and it also, which is red, see it keeps turning off, and the green is exercise, like separate exercise. I'm not sure how, actually I'll come back to that. And then there's the blue, which is how many times you stand up. You should stand up within every hour. So like between 10 and 11 you should stand up at least once. Between 11 and 12 you should stand up at least once. And this measures if you've stood up at least once. So my stand is always past 12 hours because I'm up longer than 12 hours every day. My red, which is my calories, I am starting to hit it. When I first set it, I kind of don't want to tell you because like I'm tall and fat, so it wasn't optimistic. It started out at 380 and I was hitting that consistently, so it went up to 420 and I've been hitting that consistently. When I first got the watch, the 380 for the first week, I didn't hit it. And I got so annoyed that this little red bar never like finished that I did more. I would walk about a little bit more. I would walk somewhere for no reason, or I would get up and do something for 10 minutes, and it hit it, and I started to hit it, and I went away to Sweden for the weekend, and holy moly, I like shot past what you're supposed to have gotten, and so it set my target higher. And a big part of me was like, I was in Sweden, no, I'm not gonna do that. And then I thought, no, I can do that, and I did. And it set it higher again, and I am still determined to do that. So I think that the activity app is forcing me to be more active. It counts stuff like if I sit here and go like this. Oh God. If I sit here and go like this, I'm pretty sure it would count that. Like, that's movement. That is burning calories. Doing stuff with your arms is burning calories. But I want to hit that activity target so badly that I do more active stuff, like the walking to meet my husband off the bus. We didn't do that before. Not really. We did it maybe once in a blue moon. I really like to do that now. I like to get that little bit of exercise. And I do think it should count more for me for that, because I'm normally dragging 2 children in a wagon with like no power steering. So I should get extra for that, but never mind. So that in itself is forcing me to do more exercise. So in a weird way, my watch is making me be more active. My phone doesn't. My phone, it makes me more stagnant. I sit on my phone of an evening. I'll play with it. I'll play Candy Crush Saga. I'll play games. I'll Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. Love my phone. I really do. But it doesn't make me active. The watch makes me active. The green one, which is exercise, I'm not sure how it determines that. I read about it, and it's something like if your heart rate exceeds a certain amount, so it thinks you're doing like proper exercise. But I don't know. I've never really hit that one. And there's an app on here as well, which is a workout app. It gives you all these different options of what sort of workout you could do. Outdoor walk, run or cycle, indoor walk, run or cycle, elliptical, rower, stair stepper and other. Outdoor walk. I use that one whenever I go for a walk to meet my husband off the bus. It shows me that I don't really walk very far in that, but it's nice to have a record of how far I walked, how many calories it thinks it would burn doing that walk. I like having that record. So what I'm trying to say in a very long-winded way, this watch is making me active, and I really, really appreciate it for that. That is something that I struggle with. So I will just show you this. This is what you get when the watch is not on. Enter passcode. It will tell you the time, it will tell you the date, but it will not let you go in and do anything. When you put it on your wrist, I'll just lay it on there. You enter your passcode. It knows you're there. So it'll go to sleep, and when you lift it up, it will turn on and you can use it. Now, I was wearing mine on my left wrist, because that is where I always wear watches, directly over my tattoo. Just going to show you what it does. Yeah, it goes directly over my tattoo. So you can see that it's got the little lock code up there. It won't do anything. Okay, so I put my passcode in, and it lets me use it. Okay, I go to sleep, I bring it back up, and the lock code is on again. When I first got it, I entered my passcode about 12 times and then kept turning it to sleep and lifting it up to try and get it to do anything. And I did a bit of research, and I discovered that Apple did say, well, Apple didn't really say, they admitted that there might be some issues with heavily tattooed dark tattoos. You can see that my tattoo is pretty light, it's not massive, but because the sensors were sitting exactly over a tattooed portion of my skin, the watch didn't think it was being worn. I combated that for a while by wearing the watch here, but I didn't like how close it was to my hand. It just was too much. So swapped it over to the other side. It's taken a bit of getting used to, but I am getting there. Slowly but surely. Okay, so that is my Apple Watch. I do have another couple of straps coming from Casetify, which I will probably do a little review of them in themselves when they arrive. Because I would like to do a review of their straps. They're good, but they crack a bit. That's okay. Yeah, so to be honest, I totally think it's worth the money. It gives you, I just do. I think everybody can find function in it. They can find it useful. Everybody except people who don't have an iPhone. I have a friend who doesn't have an iPhone. She doesn't have one. An Apple Watch. Her husband does. She has a different smartwatch. I'm not sure what one. And that works for her. That works for them. That's great. I'm trying to persuade my husband to get one so that I can send him my heartbeat at random times during the day, because I think it would really annoy him. So it would be totally worth the money just for that. I could drive him completely barmy. Other than that, I honestly think it is worth the money. If you can afford to buy one, I am not saying everyone needs one. I don't think you should go out and spend money you don't have on this. I think it is a frivolous piece of tech, but I think it has so many good applications that eventually down the line it will become a non-frivolous, or not even a non-frivolous, it will be as frivolous as a mobile phone. So right now it's as frivolous as the first mobile phones were. I remember my first mobile phone when I was 18 years old. Nobody else I knew had a mobile. Why did I need one? It was completely frivolous and pointless. So that's what this is right now, but I have found a way, and I have found it applies to my life in such a way that it gives me extra peace of mind. Yeah, I will say sometimes it goes on a go slow and that can be a bit annoying. But other than that, I really, really like my Apple Watch. I think it's definitely worth the money and you should just go for it. If you can afford it, go for it. And don't worry about what strap you get. I got this pink one. It's filthy now. Ooh. That's helpful. Yeah, I got this pink one and it's pretty dirty. I wore it for a little while. Pretty dirty. You can buy these now like this, just the strap, in the Apple store. I don't know if you can buy the other ones, the higher end ones, but you can buy the coloured sport straps. I like that. I may well get myself another coloured one, but I probably won't because I really like the Casetify ones. I have another couple of those coming. I like that you can get patterns and pictures and brightly coloured stuff. So yeah. Thank you for watching, everybody. I am sorry this was so rambly, but I wanted to make sure I got all of my point across. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, or you can find me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram name up just here. And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed my video, could you give it a little thumbs up? And if you aren't and you would like to subscribe to my channel, you can do that down below as well. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Bye.